All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. falls victim to massive media manipulation by Oscar De La Hoya, who tells a bold-faced lie about the man, and it is now spreading all over the internet. Let's talk about what Oscar accused Floyd Mayweather Jr. of doing, which is obviously not true, in this video.
Had a rematch clause in our contract. This is something I negotiated as well. We had a rematch clause. If he beats me, I get a rematch. It was a 1-year clause. Guess what he did? He retired for 1 year and 1 day.
Are you joking?
No, true story. Nobody knows this, but it's in the contract.
Well, was when he said he retired for 1 year and 1 day,
Yeah.
was that public?
I believe so.
This is...
It's insane.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. said he was retiring from boxing after beating Oscar De La Hoya on split decision on Saturday. I still plan on retiring, he told reporters after winning the World Boxing.
He announced his unretirement 1 day after our contract was expired.
Wait, if now you know he did this,
Yeah.
had you gone back, what could you have put in the agreement?
Even if you come back after a year, you still have to fight. I would have obviously put that.
So if you put it, you guys would have had the fight.
Exactly.
How often did you guys try to get another thing going? It was always no.
Not interested. I'm retiring. I'm out of the sport. But sure enough, a day after that contract was over, he announces his unretirement.
Was it like a middle finger to you? Like, hey, you want to negotiate?
yeah.
Like, so was it?
Absolutely.
And you knew it and he knew it.
I knew it. He knew it.
All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're gonna do a little bit of moonwalking back in time to around 2000 and the year 2007, May 5th, 2007, which is what? Cinco de Mayo of the year 2007. That year, that day, was when Floyd Mayweather Jr. burst upon the scenes as a superstar by defeating Oscar De La Hoya by split decision over 12 rounds at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Oscar De La Hoya and other people had claimed that Oscar really won the fight, even though not even close. However, Oscar's held on to that and made a claim in a podcast that the reason that the rematch didn't take place is because of the dishonesty of Floyd Mayweather Jr. He said that Floyd Mayweather Jr., that there was a rematch clause in the fight for Oscar and Floyd, and that Floyd retired for a year and a day in order to not have to take that rematch with Oscar De La Hoya. And that's why the rematch didn't happen. This statement was not challenged by the interviewer. He just continued to ask a series of questions like, well, what would you do to now what you would have written? What would you write in it to make him have to fight you again? Without actually looking to see whether or not the statement itself was true. Let me tell you, people, that statement by Oscar De La Hoya that Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired for a year and a day in order to avoid a rematch that was in that rematch clause that was in that particular contract for the fight is absolutely not true. And how can I know that from the outside looking in? How would I know better than Oscar? I'll tell you. Because you cannot fight if you're retired. Can you? Can you fight if you're retired? Can you fight an official fight if you're retired? No, you can't. So very obviously, if, and this is an is, since Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Ricky Hatton 7 months and 2 days after the fight with Oscar De La Hoya, how could he have been retired for a year and a day? Oscar De La Hoya fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. on May 5th of 2007. December 8th, Floyd fought Ricky Hatton for the WBC welterweight title that he held and that he had won off of Carlos Baldemir. The year before, that he had defended against Carlos Baldemir in November of 2006. I think he actually won it from Zab. Well, yeah, I know he actually won it because they combined the IBF and the IBO when he beat Zab, and then he defended his IBF and unified with Carlos Baldemir for the WBC. He then went up to fight Oscar De La Hoya, and then he went back down to fight Ricky Hatton 7 months later. So how could you be retired for a year and a day? Obviously, he couldn't have been. So Oscar had to have made that up. If you had a rematch clause, then and it was 7 months later, what's this year and a day thing? Also, I've always found it very interesting in where people talk about breach of contracts, that you think you can breach a contract by retiring for a year and a day? Why would a year and a day relieve Floyd Mayweather Jr. from a rematch, an obligated rematch? How? If Oscar De La Hoya activates the rematch clause and Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't fight him, if there's liquidated damages there, or you can name the damages when you sue him. Did Oscar De La Hoya ever sue Floyd Mayweather Jr. for him not living up to a rematch clause that was activated by Oscar De La Hoya? No. So it's just not true. That's the only way you can look at this. No way did Floyd Mayweather Jr. retire first of all, he didn't retire for a year and a day. And if you look at when he actually retired, he retired after the Ricky Hatton fight. And do you know how long he retired for? Almost a full 2 years. He fought Ricky Hatton on December 8th of 2000. December 8th of 2007. He didn't fight Juan Manuel Marquez to 9 of 2009. So that is just 3 months short of a full 2 years. Even the retirement that actually took place, Oscar De La Hoya is not telling the truth about, unless BoxRec is not accurate. And in this case, we saw the fights. I saw the fights. BoxRec is very accurate in this. Now, what does it say about Oscar De La Hoya? Oscar De La Hoya will bend the truth in a heartbeat, and he will bend the truth right in your face and act like it's completely, and it'll come off his lips like he believes it 100%. There's no way in the world that this man actually remembers Floyd Mayweather Jr. retiring for a year and 1 day. How? He fought 7 months later. And then when he actually did retire from after the Ricky Hatton fight, he didn't fight for another 2 years. So it wasn't even a year and a day. It was 2 years. Man, Oscar De La Hoya has had a hard time sitting on that L since Cinco de Mayo of 2007. What is this? It's 17 years of sitting on that L, man, and his mind has switched up a whole lot of stuff. But just so you know, when he says it, people repeat it, and then it becomes fact. Even though that is absolutely ridiculous, almost even more ridiculous than the idea that that Oscar De La Hoya even deserved a split decision in that fight, because ain't no way on the planet that man came close to beating Floyd. Anyway, I just needed to do that because I couldn't take that lie being told dead in my face. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.